The Addams Family brand, brand new animation, and a stellar cast. What could go wrong? Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, A Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video, we are going to be reviewing The Addams Family, and this is the 2019 computer animated version, which has a supernatural dark comedy angle to it, and is based on the incredibly popular Addams Family brand and Addams Family franchise. Now, I was really excited to watch this movie as I am such a big fan of the Addams Family brand. However, unfortunately, this movie was just not that enjoyable. I mean, it had a stellar cast, and they did do the best job that they could do with the script that they had. However, unfortunately, it was just not that gripping, and I remember waiting for the movie to just get going, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So we first start off with a prologue, which explains how the Addams Family moved into their creepy, weird and wonderful house after quite upsettingly having to be kicked out of where they used to live, with an angry mob kind of forcing them to leave, which I thought was really interesting and really gave a bit of an insight into how judgmental humans can be. We then jump forward a few years and we see all of the different members of the Addams Family living their zany and dark and evil lives within this creepy mansion, but also in seclusion, so they're really far away from all of the humans. Speaking of the humans, the nearby town is being renovated by an eccentric reality TV host, and she doesn't really like the look of the Addams Family house, so she wants to either redecorate it or more dramatically get rid of them again from this new area in New Jersey. So the film then explores whether or not she is going to be successful in doing this. Now, from a positive point of view, I really like the message that they're communicating in this movie. I mean, it's got a little bit of social commentary in there, but I really like how they're saying, you know, you should really embrace the person that you are. People should accept you for who you are as well. You should accept yourself for who you are as well, and also not to judge a book by its cover. And it really does champion the underdog, which I think is really cool. Also, the Addams Family are really unique with all of their dark, weird and zany side, and I feel like the movie really embraces that and really explores all of that as well. And also we get to see the wider extended Addams Family as well, as there's a bit of an event happening where loads of Addams Family members are coming to their mansion house, which I think is really cool. However, from a negative point of view, nothing that gripping happens in this movie. I mean, there are a series of events that take place, and the final few moments of this movie really are quite scary. But other than that, they really could have and should have really embraced all of the craziness and the wickedness that the Addams Family could have done in this movie. I mean, all of the members don't really have that many substantial storylines taking place, and also the main villain doesn't really have much of a comeuppance happening after all of the craziness that this character was doing as well. And so from a storyline point of view, I just feel like there was so much missed opportunities and so much lost potential, and I'm really hopeful that in the sequel they definitely make up for this as well. So from a casting characters point of view, like I said, they've got excellent voice actors playing all of their parts. And for the most part, they actually do a really good job. Even though the script didn't allow them to have brilliant, stellar storylines, I do feel like from a performance point of view, they all definitely put their best foot forward. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, of course, we have Oscar Isaac, who is voicing the Gomez Addams character. A really nice character, a really trusting character, maybe overly trusting, and a great father figure as well. And he really wants to uphold all of his family traditions, and is definitely pushing that a lot in this movie. Next up we have Charlize Theron, who also does a really good job as the Matricia Addams character. That being said, she doesn't do that much in this movie, but she definitely wants to protect all of her family members and prevent them from going through the horrific stuff that they went through in the beginning of this movie, and in particular really wants to protect her daughter, Wednesday Addams. Speaking of which, next up we have Chloe Grace Moretz, who is voicing the Wednesday Addams character, and is really cool, as this actress usually is very vivacious in all of her performances, but this time she voices a very melancholy version of the Wednesday Addams character. She does such a good job in terms of showing a character who is incredibly bright, incredibly smart, and has really pushed life as far as it can go in their weird and wonderful mansion, and now wants to explore a little bit more than that. She wants to go to school, and I feel like this character's arc is really great, from where she is in the beginning of this movie to where she is by the end of this movie, as she quite literally does save the day at the end, which is really great as well. Especially Oscar Isaac's character of Gomez Addams as well. I feel like he learns a lot of lessons in this movie as well, which is really, really cool. Next up we have Finn Wolfhard, who is voicing the Pugsley Addams character, and he doesn't really want to follow the family traditions, for example, with sword fighting, and instead he wants to do what he is passionate about, which is using bombs and all of this other kind of stuff. So I think it's really interesting his relationship with his father, who really wants to uphold family traditions, versus this new modern age character who wants to kind of do his own thing, which I think is really, really cool dynamic. We then have Bette Midler, who is absolutely hilarious as the grandmother of the Addams family. She really wants to protect all of the Addams family members in a very similar way to the Matricia Addams character, especially given everything that they went through in the beginning of this movie and some of her one-liners are absolutely awesome. Next up we have Claude Fester, who is Gomez Addams' brother, and he is really, really hilarious, really, really aloof across this movie, and he similarly has a bit of a laughing stock, and as such is really, really funny as well. And then finally we have Allison Janney, who honestly does such a good job as the incredibly eccentric, incredibly money motivated, incredibly ambitious reality TV host who does do a lot of questionable and very wicked things in this movie. Like I said though, they could have really explored it and pushed it so much further, but that being said, from a voice acting point of view, this character is really, really unique, and from the entire voice acting cast point of view, they definitely do a brilliant job in the Addams Family. So from a visuals point of view, the animated Addams Family movie is actually really, really good. It's really, really cutting edge. I mean, it does take a little while to get used to, but then when you are used to it, it's actually really, really impressive. All of the character models look really, really cool, and they work really well within this aesthetic. I really like the contrast of how the Addams family are living and the world of the Addams family versus the perfect town down below, which I think is really, really cool. And on that point, they really tap into the weird and wonderful lives of the Addams family really, really well. All of the houses, all of the moving trees, all of the craziness that they do is really, really cool. And so from a visuals point of view, I actually feel like they brought this movie to life really, really well. So from a comparison point of view, despite being a really, really big Addams Family fan and loving the brand, unfortunately I don't think it's as good as the recently released Monster Family and Transylvania. Like I said, I do prefer the Addams Family brand overall to all of these other animations, but I just feel like from a storyline point of view, unfortunately, it just isn't able to hold up. And I think also, unlike The Grinch, where they had a live action movie first, and then had an animated rebooted version, which actually is able to be on the same level as a live action. I don't think it's the same case with this movie, as I feel like the live action movie from the 90s is just so much more superior to the first Addams Family animated movie. So overall, with the animated Addams Family movie, despite having a wicked cast, decent visuals, and some really nice messages being communicated in this movie, unfortunately the storyline just doesn't hold up. I feel like it's very much made for kids. But even on that point, I don't think kids are going to enjoy it that much. I feel like they may even get a little bit bored from watching, and I really do feel like they could have really embraced all of the dastardly wickedness that makes the Addams Family really, really cool. I mean, there are some spooky and terror moments in there, but definitely not enough. And like I said, they really could have gone there with all of those moments and really made a really compelling storyline. I am really hopeful that the sequel will be a lot better, but as far as the first movie is concerned, I have to give it a 4 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.